$1 million is, could go a long way in subsidizing these loans. So that's my feelings on this opportunity. I think that the town board should put ourselves in the position not to make a decision tonight unless I'm not prepared to make that decision. So
I just like to concur.
Yeah,
I think that makes a lot of sense. I learned a lot tonight as well. I think we can structure a program that hopefully accommodates the concerns of all the board and generate a consensus. I think coming in tonight we didn't have a consensus, having canvassed the board beforehand. And I think with the good fortune is that we're going to be meeting hopefully we'll be meeting within a week's time to go over this other issue so we can take up both matters. And I think what we will get, and your suggestion is a wonderful one from Energize New York. What are some of the parameters that you've seen elsewhere? I hadn't thought of environmentally tainted properties, and that's clearly a huge risk for us. Obviously, you're going down on day one. We've already talked about properties that don't have a structure. What I'd like to do is encourage Mr. Arcaro, Mr. Nowotnik, and anybody from the board that wants to is put together, work with Energize New York to come up with these kinds of parameters and outlines for the program, the 0.5% administration fee and anything else we can think of, taking board input to make, and you're absolutely right, Deputy Supervisor Villanova, it's a program that's going to last for a long time. And again, I want to thank everybody for all the questions, all the hard work. I don't think anybody home can say that this board hasn't done its homework. I think anybody at home can say that we haven't really evaluated this. From Councilman Neoris to Deputy Supervisor Villanova to Councilman Nardi and Councilwoman Collins, I know from both the emails and our conversation tonight, a lot of people put a lot of hard work into this. So I completely agree. Unless somebody wants to bring it to a vote tonight, I'd like to defer this to a vote to our next meeting. So we don't need to have another public hearing. The public hearing's done. Okay, great. All right, well, let me, maybe in terms of trying to define, well, thank you very much, everybody. That was a long, and actually, I want to come down and personally thank both of you for all, no, really, and Reverend O'Hara, I have to say, as public officials, you've done a fantastic job. I mean, I thought very articulate, really know the program well, and it's a difficult, complex program. There's a lot of difficulties, and I want to thank you for all your hard work. And hopefully we'll have some more time again. Thanks
for your time.
Thanks, Joe. Reverend O'Hanlon, thank you so much for coming tonight. Good. All right. Well, the other issue I'd like to take up then is the other substantive issue is, I think, item E, and this will help us define the the timing for the next meeting. Okay. Item E is the following, and basically. As I've said in the past, and I want to take this opportunity to say again tonight. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I think we have a terrific town board, town staff. I do believe the two best assets we have in the town, the two best human resource assets we have in the town, are Town Clerk Vespia and Receiver of Taxes Mecca. I think they do a fantastic job. I think the community's love for the town of Rye in a lot of ways comes through the two of them, and they're wonderful public servants. So I just wanted to say that. Now, this town board has worked hard, as you can see, to make the town as efficient as possible. Basically structure town in a way that we can deliver the best service possible to our constituents at the most efficient cost possible. And so yesterday I met with Receiver of Taxes Mecca, and I talked to him and circulated a memo to the board whereby we would like to basically move the Receiver of Taxes position, and I'm sorry, Mr. DeCrescenzo, and Superintendent of Highways positions from an elected position to an appointed position. From an elected position to an appointed position. And as I say, I've been on record before, so we can go back to the videotape. This has nothing to do with Mr. Mecca. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job, and we fully expect him to continue to work with us and continue to do a fantastic job beyond, my hope is well beyond, December 31, 2015, when his term ends. I'm hoping he'll continue to work with the town. That's my goal. And again, I've personally asked Mr. Mecca to stay on as receiver of taxes beyond December 1, 2015 for another couple of years if he's up to it and he wants to have us. So no one watches a town meeting without seeing the taxes. He reminds me and my wife every to pay our taxes, and he's a wonderful public servant. But we did want to try and do this basically to alleviate the structure of the town a little bit and think about maybe merging the Receiver of Taxes office with the Town Clerk's office. Town Clerk Vespia and Receiver of Taxes Mecca, they've interchanged. They've been back and forth, and it may very well be that we can merge, or maybe merge with the assessment office. So the reason we're doing this is to give the town board greater flexibility in terms of organizing our operational delivery of services to the community. So that's agenda item E. And then, Town Attorney Noto, could you just explain to us what we need to do? Because this has to be, if we do it, it needs to be voted on in hopefully November via referendum.
Correct. If the board would like to place it on this November's ballot, this has to be done by referendum. The board would have to adopt a local law. Now, you just told me, are you talking about both the superintendent of highways and the receiver of taxes? Because I didn't know we were doing
Sorry, I
both.
apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there would be two local laws.
Sorry, I reached out to you, Mr. DeCrescenzo. I couldn't find.
But we're keeping the superintendent of highways. You just want to make it appointed, or are we abolishing it?
Well, I would, again, we could talk about it, but my hope was if we made it. No, I understand, but the idea would be to make it appointed, and then when we've had time to analyze the potential operational efficiency and these kinds of things, make it part of the clerk's office. So I was hoping to do it two steps.
The board would have to adopt two local laws, which would effectively eliminate the positions as elected positions, and then they would be designated as appointed positions, appointed by the town board. Those local laws would have to be adopted by this board, and then these two referenda would then be placed on the November ballot for this year. They would take effect not sooner than January 1st of 2016. Now, I'm not sure if your terms are running concurrent. Nick's term expires December 31st, 2015. I'm not sure. Are you running the same?
It's the same.
Okay, so that makes life a little easier. You can't interfere with an elected official's current term,
I understand.
so all of this would take effect on January 1 of 2016. And that's what the local law would say, that's what the referendum would say, and if the people vote in the affirmative, it would take effect. If the people vote in the negative, then we're back to status quo.
And we have to have a public hearing on this, correct?
You have to have a public hearing on the local law, but you can do it all in one night. You can have
Right.
a public hearing and vote the local law all at one time.
So if we were to
You
do
need
this,
5 days notice for that.
if we were to do this, we'd do it, say, 5 days from today.
You would need to do it, you need 5 days from
tomorrow.
when I give you the law, correct?
Oh,
Yeah, so it'd be 5 days from at least tomorrow.
5 days from tomorrow. Okay, so when
Or say even Thursday, really, because you got to give.
right, so when would that
I
be?
think there's
If
also a
Yeah.
Jewish holiday next week, so I think you have to be careful.
right, because, I think the deadline's the 29th,
The
correct?
deadline is the 29th, correct?
So if we could we do it for Monday, the 22nd?
I don't
You
think
can't?
so.
Oh, no, Monday, the 22nd? Yes, I can do the 22nd, I have the wrong.
You have to, aren't they business
I can't do the
days?
22nd.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think you're better off shooting for the 25th.
25th, does that give us time? I thought you have to,
Well,
You vote on
Well, that's-
it,
I thought you need a
Well,
certain
no,
number
I
of days
mean,
beforehand.
once you've adopted the local law, then that's
No,
what
I
you're
understand.
giving to
I thought
the
you
Board
said,
of
my only
Elections.
concern is legit. I thought you said we need a certain number of days before the 29th to have it approved.
No, before the local law, the public hearing.
No,
That's the 5 days. You need 5
Oh,
days
okay.
to notice
No,
the public hearing.
We need to balance this. Obviously, we
please.
need to make sure that we have the public hearing in enough time that if we choose to go forward with this, that we have staff has time to prepare the documents and submit it to the Westchester County Board of Elections.
That has to
It's
be,
not just submitting.
that's on hope, right? That has to
but
be
it's
done
not
by
just
the 29th.
right. So it's not just submitting it; it's preparing the document to make sure. And because Hope may submit it to Westchester County Board of Elections, and they may say, "No, this isn't right. We have to rework it." So, we can't leave things to chance, and we can't leave it to last minute.
What's wrong with the 22nd?
I don't think that's 5 days from the
not.
local law. You
So
could
when's
do
the earliest we could do
23rd.
it? Can we do the 23rd?
Thursday.
Because how's the
What's today, the
23rd for
16th?
everybody? Again, can we do
It's
it?
still not really 5 days.
Well,
Starting with tomorrow.
it's the 5th day.
But
Does it
if
have
you
to be
have it on
business
the
day?
25th, if that's time enough to prepare it, and we can hand deliver it to the, Well, we could bring it to the.
Well, are we talking morning or evening, and what are we talking about?
Well, it should be late in the day. I think it should be after work.
Okay. So
You want to do the 24th. But
can we do the
wait.
23rd or not?
Yeah,
I think
No.
that's pushing it. But the 24th, Rosh Hashanah begins at sundown. The sundown
No,
is
let's do the
7:30,
well. Let's
so
do
you
the. I mean, the 23rd is 5 days. I mean, 5 days from
Hope, I
today.
mean, you tell me, Hope. Is 23rd? No, it's from tomorrow. If you're counting tomorrow, and I'll have the local laws in your hand tomorrow before the end of business. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're doing it at the end of the 23rd.
Right. Perfect. So what time on the 23rd? Does people want to do?
Doesn't
Have
matter
to do it
me.
at the end.
I mean, 6
days.
o'clock? 7
Yeah, that's what I'm
o'clock?
saying. What time do you want to do it? 6 o'clock?
I mean, it won't be long.
No, I understand. It's gonna be- yeah, it's gonna be a 10-minute
lengthy
meeting.
But
Do you want to?
I
All right.
don't
So
think we'll be ready to
5:30
do
is
the other stuff
just
by then.
people's
I
availability.
just want to let you know, I don't.
Yeah.
If we're doing this, I don't think we're going to have time to do all this NYSERDA stuff in the same time frame.
All right. Well, then we
That's-
should.
that's pretty
We
late
should only.
in the
We shouldn't have 2 meetings.
Well, you can do. I mean, I don't know that NYSERDA is time sensitive as
Well,
this
we
is.
just heard. There's $8.6 million accounted for. Let's just do it once and for all. Let's just get them
Well,
both
I'm just
done.
saying this.
I don't want to. I don't want to
to.
have 2 meetings. I don't want to have 2 meetings. Let's just do it. Well, you tell me what. There are people available
Our
on the
next
24th.
meeting is the 21st of October.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do the 23rd in the evening for the
Yep.
local law public
Right.
hearing. Okay.
Or the 24th, whatever people prefer.
24th Rosh Hashanah. It begins.
Oh,
on
okay. So
Sunday.
23rd, yeah. Well, Mr. R. Carroll's going to have to get his skates
Are
on.
we going to make?
He's going to get his skates on with Energize New York and get it.
Well, I mean, look, it's the board's call.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just telling you that from a staff perspective.
Look, I'm confident.
From my perspective,
I'm pretty
I'm not gonna
confident
do
Why
the board.
can't we push it to
The board
the,
has no interest in discussing Energize New York more than another 10 minutes. I'm pretty confident. They don't want to hear any more. I mean, I think what we need to do is provide. I'm going to ask Mr. Carroll to.
My sense is that is a little more complicated and will take a little more time than the 5 days we're giving ourselves to do it. That's all I'm saying. The local law we can get done, and if you tell me what I'm doing, then I'll get it
Well,
to you tomorrow.
to an
and then
appointed
have it
position.
here. To an appointed position. So we're
yeah.
not doing a merger with the town clerk.
No,
Okay.
we have to analyze that.
All right. So both are going to be appointed.
Right.
Okay.
Make the whole board appointed.
We see, with an appointed position like that, I mean, just a discussion.
Yeah, please.
With an appointed position, you could technically appoint the town clerk, the receiver,
Yeah. You could.
okay? So we can appoint the assessor, the receiver. We can appoint,
Could. I think she'd have a heart attack.
no,
You could.
what I'm saying is that if you keep it that way, then ultimately when it comes down to the management, and here's the thing too, and I said this in the past, if the town of Rye and the board did not make changes, important changes, starting 6-7 years ago, we would not be in the position that we are today. We've lowered taxes, we've lowered expenses, we've reduced the budget, we've provided services efficiently, and we've continued to go forward to make the town of Rye a better government. And so if we're not discussing options, if we're sitting here just doing the same old stuff, we might as well not be an elected official. Okay? We're thinking outside of the box, and we're trying to make the town of Rye better. Now, guess what? We may have this public hearing on the 23rd, and at the end of that public hearing, the consensus of the board could be, let's do nothing. That's great.
Just to understand I just want to be clear on a
All right.
couple of things.
Yeah.
According to the Board of Elections, the abstract, which I will prepare with Hope, has to be in 100 copies, and it has to be 100 copies also translated into Spanish. Just keep this in mind, okay? So this is a lot.
So
of
we
work
definitely
for
want to do it the 23rd.
Hope. Well,
Yeah.
I think Hope's taking a crash course in Spanish between now. But yes, the 23rd is fine. I would suggest 6 o'clock.
Right.
if that's
All right, so
doable.
September 23rd at 6 o'clock.
I mean, it's up to the board. If the board is
no,
available.
it's just- the
Excuse
board-
me, did Dave Thomas just tickle you?
So has the board agreed to meet to discuss this on September 23rd?
You're going to vote to schedule a public hearing
Sorry,
on
apologize.
proposed
Thank
local
you.
laws.
Can I get a motion to propose a public hearing on what we just talked about?
September
Or 6
23rd.
o'clock on Tuesday, September 23rd.
Sure.
Is that doable?
I got a motion from
Moved.
Councilman, a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. All right, beautiful, good. right, let's try and bring this meeting to a close.
Okay, with due respect, I want to,
Yes, please.
if we can go to Resolution C and call
Yep.
up
Yep.
Ann Capisi.
Yep, please. Ann? Are you going to do C?
23rd. Oh,
Court Assistance Program, are you here to
What time
talk
is
on
it?
that?
6.
I can't be here till 6:30, at least.
What?
I can't be here till at least 7 on that night, the 23rd. I don't know if you'll...
So,
Do we have a
so-
quorum? All you need is 3. You need a quorum to have the public hearing. That's it.
well, do you want, it's up to you. I'm happy to hold it till 7, it's up to you.
let's make it for 7.
Yeah, let's make it to 7.
7. 7's fine.
Sorry, I was thinking I had an excuse to leave early, and I forgot I actually had a late meeting.
Okay, another wonderful human resource asset of the town of Rye. Our stalwart in the town court, Ann Capisi, has probably generated more grants to the town than anybody else here in the town.
But unfortunately, we're leaving some of them behind us when we move. But
Oh, right,
we're
yeah.
applying for a new one to help
Beautiful.
with the move. So.
Great. And how's it looking?
Well, what you're voting on today is a JCAP grant that's coming available October 15th, and we're going to be, the maximum we can get is $30,000, but we're going to be applying for a server because we're going to be separated from the main server from the town of Rye when you go to 222 Grace Church Street, so we'll need our own server. Also, what's becoming popular in the court applications is bulletproof glass with a microphone at the windows. And so when we go over to Portchester, there is a pretty big window, so if it's bulletproof with a microphone, that's looked on favorably usually in grants. And some furniture for the clerk and for the assistant clerk, because what we have now is about 25 years old. What the judges have is part of one of the other grants, which is really nice, and we'll take that with us. But we're going to apply for new desks, printers, a couple of printers for labels, $300 for signs, for the signage, for the to identify that it's the right town court in the village of Portchester Court House, and a coffee maker, a time-stamp machine, and if there's any other things that we can kind of, if you approve the $30,000, we will try and get in our grant things that we think we're going to be able to, that they're going to be approved.
I think I appreciate the opportunity to with signage. I think that with this move and with the town of Rye moving the courts to the village of Portchester, identification is going to be critical. So I would, anything that you can do to have some kind of a sign outside Rye Town Court.
Right.
Held here or whatever, however you have to word that.
Well, you might need something also, and we could add it to our signs also if you wanted to for the town of Rye Council as well.
Correct, but right, exactly. So whatever you could do, I think signage is going to be important, and we're going to be working with that as well over at 222. So
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What we were going to ask, but you would probably have to sit down with the judges and everything, but we have furniture here that we got in our grants that can be used over there.
Great.
So,
Let's take it with us.
yeah, like all the seats
Yeah,
that you're
beautiful.
sitting on are better
I'm sure
than
Mr. Mnemonic's on top of that, right?
what they have out
Already
there.
had conversations.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so
Okay?
much.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome. Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Okay, motion to accept the resolution C.
I got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thomas, I apologize. Want to have Tom make his presentation? I apologize. I didn't know you guys were waiting for so long. Yes, please. Yep.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Assessor Knauer, and I'm going to introduce Tom Migliano. He's from the New York State Deferred Compensation Plan, and basically, New York State can offer a 401k, similar to a 401k plan. So I'm just going to turn it over to Tom so he can brief you about the program.
Hello, hi. Everybody, thank you for letting me speak today, or tonight, actually, anyway.
Thank you so much for coming. Sorry you had to wait so long.
Oh, that's okay. I do this all the time. I do this a lot after 20 years. But basically, Deferred Comp is a 457B plan, and it's an entirely voluntary retirement savings program, similar to like a 401k. Essentially, it's a 457B plan to all municipalities in the entire state of New York. Right now, we have assets dollars under assets, probably right now about $18 billion.
Wow.
Available participants, about $215,000. In Westchester County, all the public employers are doing that, except yourself, at least anyway. It does not cost the employer nothing. It doesn't cost the town nothing, any municipality nothing. The state incurs all liability costs, all legal costs, all administrative costs. Costs you absolutely nothing to participate at all.
Nothing.
Nothing. Zero. Absolutely nothing. Never has and probably never will be. We've been doing this since 1985, 29 and a half years. And
Wonderful.
again, it costs the town absolutely nothing
Fantastic.
at all. They don't have to do anything. Instead, the state incurs all liability, legal costs, administration costs, and so forth, at least anyway. The employees, it's entirely up to them. It's involuntary for them if they want to participate. They don't have to, the town doesn't have to meet any minimum. You have to have 10 people to sign up or whatever. If they have only one person, you qualify at all. So there's really, there's no minimums at all anyway. We have 33 investment options, basically range anywhere from fixed accounts to market-related accounts
Can
to
the town
bond
board
accounts.
participate as well?
Yeah, if you're getting paid by the town, absolutely. Yes, you get.
But if you're not getting paid.
Yeah, as long as you're drawing a paycheck.
I'll have to pay
When it's $100 a year or whatever it may be, it's viable, of course, at least
I
anyway.
have to take a salary.
And you can put the money in pre-taxed or new to.
But it doesn't have to be the salary that you contribute.
No, well, actually, the contribution level is, if you're under age 50 years old, is $17,500 maximum for this calendar year. Probably will be the same for next year, too. And if you're over 50 years old, the maximum is $23,000,
Is
too.
there a limit on the percent you can?
Actually, there is not. That's a very good question. So as much as you want per pay period, there is none. But once you get to that allowable federal dollar cap for the year, you're simply you're done for the year, simply speaking. So anyway, actually, that's a very good question. It's a nice tax benefit because it comes out pre-tax or new because of the federal tax code change 2 years ago. You can actually now put it in after tax. You can put a Roth version of deferred comp. So you can either do pre-tax if you want the tax benefit now. Yeah, that's changed. Roth version of deferred comp has only been available, Roth type dollars, was only really available to IRAs in the past. 2 years ago, the federal government changed that. So now any municipality can actually do a Roth of dollars also, too. So you have available pre-tax dollars if you like the tax benefit now, or Roth dollars after tax dollars if you like the tax benefit later on, at least anyway. Or you can do both. Again, that's up to the town, at least anyway.
What funds are you allowed to?
Actually, we have guaranteed funds from the state. We also have market-related funds, Fidelity funds, and T. Rowe Price funds, and Vanguard funds. We have a nice breadth of funds. Right now, we got 33 investment options that you can pick and choose from. The employees do their own picking and choosing. They change the amount come out of their paycheck, but it's entirely up to them. It's their monies. It's their say-so.
What kind of fees are they generally?
To the employee, it's $20 a year.
No, and the funds themselves?
The funds themselves, there's talking about the operating expense charge. Probably ranging anywhere from probably 0.2%, particularly the Vanguard funds, because they're index funds, all the way up to the Morgan Stanley Emerging Market, which is about 1.5%. Yeah, I'm talking about the operating expense charges. To the employees themselves, their total fee for the year, to the total cost for the year is big $20 for the year. for everything. Again, they incur that, not you.
Beautiful.
As the employer. So we're cheap in a nice respect of the word there.
Well,
I
it
guess,
sounds like a great program. Thanks for bringing this to our attention.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Thank you. And as I said, the Rybrook does it, Portchester does it.
Beautiful.
They all do. Again,
Portchester does it. We should do it.
Portchester.
All the cool municipalities are doing it. You
All
got
of them are doing it
There you go.
except here anyway. But
Any
anyway.
other questions?
What's involved in getting?
Sure. Yep.
Sorry, I should have prefaced that I know Tom from the city of Peekskill and the town of Eastchester, where I have had accounts, and you put the pre-tax dollars in, and you forget about it, and before you know it, you wake up and the count really has grown. So it's been a good thing. So when I came on board here, I was looking forward to something similar. And in speaking with my own staff, I know that they are excited if we move forward with the program.
Beautiful.
Okay?
I got to figure. I got
Thank you.
to get it myself.
So thank you for
Thank you so
having
much.
me.
Thank you very much.
Do you
Tom,
need,
You just do it by resolution, is that?
Actually, I'm just going to mention that the state has already done your resolution for you, so you don't have to write any resolution at all. So, as I said, we're easy.
Oh, wow.
You're just signing off on already the pre-written state's resolution, so you really do nothing on that end either, too. So,
Where's the resolution?
Denise has got it. Yeah, and I got it.
Have it for tonight, though.
I have one here if you like.
Yeah, just give it to us. and
I have an extra.
I know.
What's involved in setting up this program?
Actually, just you adopting the signing off on the resolution, simply speaking. That's all.
I assume if you want a pre-tax withdrawal, that would have to be worked out through.
Well, that depends on you as the employer. You can allow your employees to either participate in the pre-tax side or the raw side, the same way. But just simply adopting a plan, it's got nothing to do with where you want offer to, again, your employees.
Timing on when this is offered, beginning of the year?
It's ongoing. It's ongoing, yes, so you can do it whenever you so desire. Yeah, it'd be nice to, I guess, do it right away, I guess, if you like, but,
Do you have the resolution? Let's just vote.
I have I have an extra resolution
Yeah,
right here.
is that okay with the board? I mean, it's no cost to us.
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
It should have
Benefit
been
to the
done
employees? Yep.
Years ago.
We should have done. Where the heck were you, Mr. Nowotnik? No.
Trying to get people paid.
There you go.
operative word
I
trying.
have one question.
Could you? Okay.
The one question I have is once we approve, if it's
Yes.
approved, the collateral to give to the employees and so forth, that's all provided by your program?
Yeah, so we do all administration, we do everything.
Wow,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I said it doesn't cost you...
Well, we have to set it up. in
Well,
the
you have to set it up on your payroll system, of course. So that would be, if you want to call it a cost, it's just somebody
Right.
writing a check to New York State for your employees. They took out
Beautiful.
$50,000 or something for to pass on. Anyway,
Excellent. Why don't you read it to us, and we'll. Is that good? Do we have to do
actually,
that?
you can take the copy of it right here. It's
Okay, great.
already written. Thanks for
Beautiful.
this anyway. Actually, there's an administrative checklist to say who you are, and the resolution is really just right there. It's 2 pages, and you just really fill in the blank, and it's just sign.
Oh, you read it?
Town Clerk Vestry, will you read it, please?
Surely. Where does this start?
I'm sorry. It's here. It's 2 pages.
This and the second page?
That's correct.
Okay, whereas the town of Rye wishes to adopt the deferred compensation plan for employees of the state of New York and other participating public jurisdictions, the plan for the voluntary participation of all eligible employees. Oh, do you want me to continue?
No, I think.
Yeah,
unless the
I
board-
think,
Is the board ready to stipulate? Or
What-
wanna-
Okay.
Where's the meat
Read
of
to the
it?
end.
The town of Rye is a local public, or the employer is a local public employer eligible to adopt the plan pursuant to Section 5 of the state finance law. Whereas the town of Rye has reviewed the plan established in accordance with Section 457 of the Internal Revenue Code and Section 5 of the state finance law of the state of New York. Whereas the purpose of the plan is to encourage employees to make continued careers with the town of Rye by providing eligible employees with a convenient and tax-favored method of saving on a regular and long-term basis, and therefore provide for their retirement. Resolved that the town of Rye hereby adopts the plan for the voluntary participation of all eligible employees, and it is further resolved that the appropriate officials of the town of Rye are hereby authorized to take such actions and enter such agreements as are required or necessary for the adoption, implementation, and maintenance of the plan. And it is further resolved that the Administrative Services Agency is hereby authorized to file copies of these resolutions and other required documents with the President of the State of New York Civil Service Commission. And we're just adopting the 16th day of September 2014 at the meeting of the town of Rye. And that's it. So,
Wonderful.
have,
Any comments, questions? Can I get a motion to approve the resolution as
So
read?
moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, beautiful.
Thank you,
I've got
Tom.
summer intern presentation.
Happy saving.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Thomas,
We're going to have to...
You might fall asleep.
Dave, we got keep it brisk.
It'll be so fresh, you'll probably...
Can we do another presentation?
Yes.
Thumbs are up. Thumbs are up.
I got to start looking at
What are we doing now?
internship. Very quickly. Don't worry, we won't wait for you.
Are we lighting up?
Yes, light up, please. That's good.
I feel like we're gonna stand up for a few minutes while we do this presentation. Good idea. Force myself to get up. Desks above hydraulics.
And the final 2014, that was...
I'm going to stand too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to stand for it.
F5.
Getting South Florida.
Well, she brings a pillow.
I used to. I should have.
F5 button.
I had to raise the chair.
Okay, Dave Thomas, Town of Rye, Portchester, New York. Good evening, everyone. We're going to talk about the third annual Town of Rye internship program for 2014. Now this year, Greg, next slide please. This year we had 6 high school students, 6 high school students and 1 college student. He was thrown in because we ran out of spots. This program is so popular that we had more companies and organizations than we have interns. So for high school students, 1-week job readiness followed by 5-week internship. Job readiness workshop conducted by the town. Mr. Arcaro, Mr. Payan, Alejandro conducted the workshop readiness. We had some surveys. We had participation from our folks around here. Very interesting for the kids. A lot of them had never been experienced or never experienced anything like that. The 5-week internship at the following businesses and communities. 15 hours a week, $6 an hour, a stipend, half paid by some employees. This was something that the board wanted to do, so we asked, and this was voluntary on the organizations to do this. So Allstate on Central Avenue, Westchester Avenue, Carver Center, Studio 14, Indoor Cycling and Yoga, and League of Women Voters all agreed to pay the half stipend. The rest of the organizations, they weren't financially ready for it. It wasn't in their budgets. But for the coming year, it will be mandatory that all organizations pay at least half the stipend. Next slide, please. Our internship also featured our mentors, who are Manhattanville college students who mentored these interns. They're international students, and Renata Ribeiro, and Satoko Ono. Satoko Ono is she's actually going to college, but she's in her 30s and went back to school and found this very, very enjoyable for her. Town supervisor, that's okay. We can skip him. Here there are interns. You can go back one slide, page up, Greg. Okay, here are interns. You see there are five from Portchester, 2 from Rhinebeck, 1 from Mamaroneck. And you see that some people did double duty. Now, this was something we found when we didn't have enough interns, we had more organizations. We decided that this double duty experience would really help out the interns, especially those who had never had work experience. So they moved from one job to another during the week, and they still kept within the 15-hour maximum. There's also 1 hour or half an hour built in for the mentors to meet with the interns so that any problems, issues, or anything of that nature they could discuss with their mentors. As you see, Portchester Dog Park was involved this year, the Village of Portchester, who is a repeat, Council of Community Services, NAACP, Family Services, Portchester Head Start, One World, the Town of Rye, and Denise had volunteered. She had a volunteer who was a high school student who we fit into the program because she was such a hard worker, and she turned out very well and is one of the real shining stars. Greg, next one. These are our evaluations on the workshop sessions. The first one, as you see, the orange is our recent one. Last year seemed to have done a better job as far as the overall workshop being excellent, but we'll work on that as people at the Town of Rye. But still, it's a positive experience, and there are the separate categories which they measured this year: interview skills, interview with employers. We do these things so these kids have some real experience with working with actual businesses and organizations. Next one, Greg. These are the good. There's excellent and then there's good. As you see, the good gets a little higher. I'm not sure how that happens, but it seems that we're doing a better job every year. So this is one thing that we, as the central team, Greg, Alejandro, and myself, are going to work on to improve that session so that these kids are better prepared for their assignments. Next one. And this is basically the pictures of our graduation ceremony. Alejandro and myself with some of the interns and some of the organizations. Now, tonight, we have a few organization members that would like to say a few words. Joan Thomas, NAACP, had an intern this year, as she does every year.
Is she related to you in any way?
No.
Take no responsibility. This was the third year.
5 people who were here left.
Yeah, he fell asleep.
This was the third year, actually, that the Portchester Rye branch of the NAACP participated in the internship program. And I have to say that, the NAACP is very concerned about the readiness of our students as they leave high school to go not just into college or vocational, but into the world. And the internship program does an amazing job of exposing them to those things that they need to be prepared for, preparing their resume, understanding how to speak and talk during an interview. These are things that our kids really need a lot of work and a lot of help. That's what I have seen in the interviews that I've conducted. And I applaud the Town of Rye for conducting this program because we do need that help, and the NAACP will definitely support the Town of Rye continuing this project as best as we can, and hopefully we'll be able to pay into that stipend next year. But it's an incredibly rewarding program, and I've seen the growth of several students who have come through it over the 3 years that we've worked on it. I can't say enough about it. I think it's terrific, and not just because David's involved. But again, no, it's very seriously, though, our kids are in serious need of this type of assistance, and if this is where they're going to get it, then so be it, and let's make sure that we support it. Thank you.
We also have, thank you. We also have Brian Diaz from the Council of Community Services. Brian?
Good evening, everybody. This is my first year participating with the internship program with the Town of Rye, and we were very excited, especially because there is maybe 2 people in our office, but having another person there participating with us, especially a young person that's vibrant and very excited about what they're looking forward to do in the future is fantastic for me as well, because it's something I look forward to, and it's something that I saw in myself when I was younger. We had a young man, Arthur, who was working on marketing and branding, and he was so passionate about this, and it was something he was looking forward to doing in the future that it really does express how an organization impacts the youth. And I'm really excited to continue moving forward with the internship program and also providing some of that stipend for the interns. So thank you very much for allowing us to participate.
Because of the late hour, we only have one intern, and he's our older one. Brian, you want to say a couple of words?
The others are in bed, is that what you're saying?
Yes, they're all asleep. Quickly, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
It's 11. That's ridiculous. It's 11:15. But I'm Brian Kerr. I'm from the Rhinex.
Thank you very much.
I'm from the Rhinex section of Mamaroneck, and this year I worked with the League of Women Voters of Rye, Rybrook, and Portchester in the village of Portchester, code enforcement. And I also worked in the assessor's office a little bit, where I agreed with my parents' assessment, and I won. I won. but I learned.
Shay told you you looked at mine.
I would.
Go ahead.
But I learned a lot. But I learned a lot from this program, and I hope you guys support it in the future.
Brian, you've been a standout volunteer. In fact, you participated in the Tools for Change program, and you've been participating in the internship program now for a number of years. You're at SUNY Purchase, remember?
I'm going in my second year.
Did you do League of Voters, you were a student?
Albany,
Yeah, students inside Albany.
If we could get more, look into that camera, Brian. Look at that camera.
All right.
We got to get more young students, young people, they come a little up past their bedtime, but get them coming to the meeting, get them involved like Brian Kerr. Let's hear from Brian.
Now, just as the bottom line, as it were, once again, we came in below budget. So next year, with everyone paying half a stipend, we're going to be even below budget. So our hope is that this becomes a project that is going to continue at the town of Rye, and pretty soon, just like our taxes, it'll be zero.
Whoa!
So, thank you very much.
This guy's in. All right, well, David, stay there 1 second. I would. And where's Mr. Arcaro? And Alejandro's not here. But I did want to. I want to thank our partner institutions, the NAACP, the Council of Community Services, and all of our partner institutions for staying here tonight, for your patience, but really for supporting this program. I couldn't agree with you more. Preparing our youth for jobs, giving them job skills, interview skills, thinking about what they want to do when they graduate is fundamentally important. And then from the town of Rye perspective, David, Greg, and Alejandro, I can't thank you guys enough. You really pushed this forward. I think it's a terrific, terrific program. And see if we can't try and expand it next year now that we have the half stipend going.
And there are 3 kids, Artur, Jocks, Alina Ramos.
Yep.
These kids, watch out for them. You'll be hearing about them because they're exceptional. Victoria Armenteros, they're exceptional.
That's right, baby.
Kids. And they'll be out there, so watch
Fantastic.
your jobs.
Beautiful. Thanks
you.
very much. Thanks, David. Thanks very much. Okay, do we have anybody else that's waiting to speak? And again, thank you so much for your patience. Here we go. Okay. So new business we've done, resolution.
The minutes.
Oh, sorry, we never did the minutes? Okay. Do we have comments from the public?
First, we have to do the minutes.
I know, Jay. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
So moved.
Second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any comments from the public? Please, no. Okay, no comments from the public. We've done B. Okay, resolution B. Mr. Arcaro, again, now, was it $2,000 or $2,500 they were asking for? I don't know, who drafted the resolution?
This was 2000.
My email said 2,500. I thought that's exactly. I thought it was 2,500 they were looking for.
There was a.
The email said 2,500.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I wrote. You're absolutely right. So basically, if you saw the.
Yeah, but which one is correct?
Well,
which one's correct?
Do you remember what they're asking for?
I believe the last email I saw subsequent to the communication on the agenda was the 2,500.
Okay.
We had talked about last year and this year.
Right.
And I think the sense was this was a contribution that would cover both years
Right.
and not necessarily committing
Exactly.
going forward.
Yep. So I guess the board's seen the email. Flashbacks, as you remember, is an original play designed by two Town of Rye residents, Camille Lennon, who's done every theatrical production in the Town of Rye and Portchester for the last, number of years. I won't give her away her age. And it's an absolutely fantastic program that was well received. And last year, the Capitol Theater offered to host this play. And the fourth grade classes, since it's consistent with their curriculum, actually walk to the Capitol Theater to say and participate in the Flashbacks play. This year, they'll be joined by Blind Brook as well. The Council of the Arts picked up the whole of the